welcome back to Miss Indy's Kitchen. Tonight I'm going to show you a recipe that I saw online and then I tried about a month ago, and basically it's called date candy or date Snickers, whatever, but basically it's really good and it's a good way to use up dried fruit. We happen to have a lot of dates, and basically the original version of this calls for taking the dates, splitting them down the back and opening them up, kind of butterflying them and laying them flat. I have found that that didn't work as well with these dates because they were smaller, and a friend of mine suggested just chopping them, but I found it was easier just to kind of slice them because, you know, they're about 2 inches long and round. So this is what the pieces look like. So that also helps check for pits. So that's what the dates look like.
Okay.
I'm going to make a layer of dates on here. I'm just going to use them all. What the heck, why not? And then spread them out. Dates are very, very sticky. So it reminds me of that scene from Christmas Vacation where after dealing with the tree, he's got sap on his hands and he's trying to read a magazine and it's sticking to his hands. That's kind of how sticky this stuff is. But anyway, line your pan with parchment, and then you're going to make a layer of dates. And let me flatten them out with a spatula here. That's the only downside to this recipe, is these dates are extremely sticky. So,
how long did it take you to cut all those dates?
Probably about 10 minutes. So I did the prep ahead of time because it just makes the assembly easier. So try to flatten them into a single layer. They're all kind of bunched up and stuck to themselves, kind of like teenagers at a rave. And alright, we're not going to overthink it. That's good enough. Just so there's not too many open gaps in the pile here. And then the first thing we're going to do is spread some warm peanut butter. I heated it for about a minute in the microwave. This is about a cup. Just kind of make some little zigzags. And if you can't have peanut butter, use an alternative butter, like sunflower butter, almond butter, whatever butter floats your boat. That would take the place of peanut butter in anything that you eat. And again, if you've got a nut allergy, you don't have to use the almonds in the next step. You could use seeds or whatever you like. But this is the core recipe. The next ingredient is almonds, which I chopped up, just a rough chop. You don't have to overthink it. And this is also called date bark.
Date bark?
Yeah. So, that's probably about a cup or so of almonds. And I have 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips that I melted in the microwave. And when melting chocolate,
oh my gosh,
it's best to do like a minute at a time. Give it a good stir, then microwave it again. Give it a good stir, because you don't want to scorch your chocolate, but you do want to get it soft enough.
Now, I noticed you're kind of using that spoon there. It's like a little bit of a kind of just guiding the chocolate down. You're not necessarily...
Well, it helps bring it out of the little measuring pitcher. And I also use this to stir the chocolate in the microwave, or while it was microwaving. So as you can see, this is now our date bark. Scrape this off, and so somebody's going to have to lick this little container clean.
I volunteer.
I volunteer as tribute. Alright, let me find trying to find something to spread out the chocolate. Heck, I'll use a little spreader here. I do have a frosting spreader, which would be better, but I don't want to have to stop and go find it. It's just in another drawer. So kind of spread out the chocolate, because the chocolate, along with the peanut butter, is going to be the glue that holds this conglomerated goodie together.
That looks so good.
Yeah, so all these little dates that have kind of skittered away, I'm going to try to press them in, because we're going to refrigerate this. And the original recipe is to refrigerate like for a couple of hours, but since it's late in the evening, we're just going to stick it in the fridge overnight. And that way it's also safe from Dahlia during the night, because that dog will get into everything. So just going to do that, stick it all together. All right. Doesn't that look yummy?
It does. That looks really good.
It's like homemade candy. And to contrast the sweet, we're going to add some sea salt. Preferably the larger grains, but this works.
You just put some in your hand and you sprinkle
Yeah.
it over there.
That way it's easier to direct how much is actually going on the dessert. So again, that was, this was actually about maybe 2.5 cups of dates chopped up. Actually probably closer to 3 cups. And then we had a cup of peanut butter softened in the microwave. Make it pourable. Then some almonds chopped. And then the chocolate melted. So basically, the recipe that I saw online did not have measurements. I just used my common sense and past experience to figure out the measurements that worked. So anyway, we're going to let this sit in the fridge overnight. And tomorrow, we will show you what it looks like cut up. So make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And we'll see you again soon. Alright, now the date bark has sat in the fridge overnight. It just needs a couple hours. And having it on a parchment sheet means you can just transfer it onto a cutting board, which makes it a lot easier to cut. So I'm going to cut it into bars. I'm going to cut it in half. And then cut it down again. So the outside pieces are going to be a little wavy because that's just the way the stuff's set.
Now I'm gonna ask an interesting question. Can you do this with like figs?
Any dried fruit. The core recipe is dates, however you can adjust it to. Different fruits, different nuts, different nut butters, vegan chocolate, anything that meets your dietary requirements.
So figs, prunes, anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know about prunes because prunes tend to be a little bit more in the run to the bathroom medication type of thing. But
Logan's over here, he's about ready to do the taste test, and he's like, thank God they're not prunes.
dried fruit is essentially
It'd make for a funny prank.
Yeah.
So we could take a look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Turn it toward me a little bit. Oh yeah, see that? I can
See the
peanut
bottom?
butter. See the? Oh my gosh. All that peanut butter?
Yep.
That looks good.
So Logan's gonna taste it while I finish cutting it up.
This looks good. That's good. The chocolate and the peanut butter and the dates. Not usually big on dates, but these date bars are excellent.
They're good. Before we go back to Miss Cindy, you're working on a new project at the KSF?
Catch him with food in his mouth and then
Yes.
ask him questions.
I do that all the
The
time.
Kern Shakespeare Festival at Bakersfield College. This year is presenting 3 shows. As You Like It in The Winter's Tale by William Shakespeare and Electricidad by Luis Alfaro.
Okay.
I am in the former 2, both appearing on stage and stage managing As You Like It. So go check that out. It's running October 4th through 14th.
It's still in a couple months.
Yep.
All right. We go back to Miss Cindy over here. She's putting the date bars in a container over here.
Yeah, it's going to store them in the fridge. So anyway, make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And come back again soon for another recipe.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, and neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.